Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Mindbody Medicine for Chronic Pain podcast. My name is Sean Hershey, and I am your host, and I'm a therapist, and I help people use psychological and emotional modalities to heal from chronic pain and from chronic symptoms. And like I always say, most people literally don't even know that that is possible, but it is. Not only is it possible, but in most cases of chronic pain and chronic symptoms, really, in most cases, it is the only way to get better. Emotional and psychological modalities together form the only way to get better. So, good thing you're here, right? Because this is your path out. Okay. So today we're talking about stop doing these 7 things and heal your chronic pain. All right, huge announcement. And that is why we're doing this episode today. This episode is a celebration. Unlearn Your Pain. Dr. Howard Schubiner's brand new book, Unlearn Your Pain: The Science of Recovering from Chronic Pain, Fatigue, Anxiety, and Depression. The book just came out Tuesday, May 26th. That book is fresh, hot off the press. That book is fresh. And this is a big deal. When books come out about mind-body healing, this is a big deal. Folks, can you feel it? Do you feel the winds of change shifting in the direction of understanding the truth about where chronic pain and chronic symptoms really come from and the way that healing from chronic pain and chronic symptoms actually goes? Can you feel that shifting? Because it is. And in celebration of the book launch, we are doing a whole episode on the Mindbody Medicine for Chronic Pain podcast. We are doing a whole episode today dedicated to one of Howard Schubiner's Howard Schubiner-isms, which is the 7 Fs. All right, we are talking about the 7 Fs, 7 things to avoid when you are healing from chronic pain. We will get right into that, but first let me say, I'd encourage you to get the book. Get that book, Unlearn Your Pain by Dr. Howard Schubiner. Get the book. Howard's book is available everywhere, and the audiobook is out as well. Highly recommend. I think it's fair to say that Dr. Howard Schubiner is at the top of this field. He's like the guy in the mind-body medicine world. Like this branch of mind-body medicine, the branch that you and I are a part of, the branch that has descended from Dr. John Sarno's work and has been modernized and updated through the decades. Dr. Howard Schubiner, I would say, is the guy in this field. He leads so much of the research. His name is on so many of the studies. He facilitates so many of the trainings for practitioners. As a practitioner myself, of course, I cannot count the number of Zoom room sessions that I've been in where Howard has been the teacher. I have learned a lot from him, and if you listen to this podcast on the reg, you have learned a lot from him as well through me. If you want to hear from him directly, the true leader in this space, Unlearn Your Pain. The book is out. Link in the show notes. Okay, so you're clicking the link to get the book right now. Or your only excuse if you're not doing that is that you already have the book, in which case, good for you. But those are your only 2 options. If you're getting the book, either way. Oh, I just recently saw The Devil Wears Prada 2. Have y'all seen that? I'm just like, oh my God. Meryl Streep. Miranda Priestley is as iconic as ever. And I'm just like channeling into her energy a lot lately and thinking of that right now. Like, you're clicking the link to buy the book right now, or you already have it. Those are your only 2 options. That's all. God, she's such a badass. Just like looks you up and down. That's all. God, I wish I was that big of a fucking badass myself. Inspiring. Okay. Um On to our deep dive into some advice from Dr. Howard Schubiner. Whew, in celebration of the book release, let's talk about the 7 Fs. This is very helpful. 7 common traps for chronic pain sufferers. And this is your wake-up call from Howard Schubiner through me to you. This is your wake-up call to stay away from these 7 things. All right, you ready? The 7 Fs to stay away from: fear, focus, frustration, fighting, figuring out, fixing, and forlornness. So, we're going to go over that slowly. This is the topic of the episode. Stay away from fear of the symptoms, focusing on the symptoms, frustration about the symptoms, fighting the symptoms. They will fight back and they will win every time. Don't fight them. Figuring out exactly what the symptoms mean, exactly what they are, and exactly why they're there. Fixing the symptoms, and forlornness because of the symptoms. All right, we're going to go deeper into all of those, but the 7 Fs, they just lead you deep into the pain threat cycle or the pain symptom cycle. It is not easy to resist that cycle. It's not easy to resist the 7 Fs, but we must. We must resist these 7 Fs, and we must resist that pain threat cycle, because getting out of that cycle is a major part of how you heal chronic pain and symptoms. Major part. All right. So what we're talking about today is the psychological work of healing from chronic pain. This is a core third of the work. As you know, there are 3 parts to healing chronic pain and chronic symptoms. Part 1, the psychological work. Teaching your brain and nervous system that sensations in your body, including pain and symptoms, are safe. That is what we're talking about today. This is the work of the head, like the work of the brain, the energy of the brain. 2, or the energy of the head, I should say. 2, the emotional work. Teaching your brain and nervous system that emotions are safe. All of your emotions. This is part 2. This is the work with the energy of the heart, working with the emotions. And part 3 of healing, patiently attuning to your true self. Teaching your brain and your nervous system that it's safe to be you, the real and whole you, all parts of you, safe, 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 safe. And since pain and symptoms are danger signals, pain and symptoms are signs of danger. Learning to feel safe in these 3 domains, that is the path to healing the pain and the symptoms. You see how that works? It's like a math equation. If the problem is danger, the solution is safety. Okay? Okay. So we're gonna need to develop ways to engage, ways to disengage. Pardon me. I'm like reading these notes. That's a key error. We need to develop ways to disengage from the 7 Fs. All right. So I'm gonna offer some suggestions for truly, it really boils down to one simple suggestion. But it's a little more complex, and I'm gonna offer a little more than that. But, like, I wanna say we're gonna boil it down into one simple suggestion to stay away and disengage from the 7 Fs. Alright. So, the 7 Fs Cafe, right? What? Like, how is this right in my neighborhood? You see that? The 7 Fs Cafe, that is literally a storefront right in my neighborhood. How did they know? All right. Can you see the picture? The, like, podcast cover art? That's me with the book. Yes, right in front of the 7 Fs Cafe. So, we're gonna take a little trip, you and me together, into the 7 Fs Cafe, and we're gonna look around, get to know the place, get to know the 7 Fs, get to identify the 7 Fs in your life, and then your job is to walk out of the 7 Fs Cafe over and over and over and over again until you really, you know, never go back there at all. Or the second you set foot in there, you are like, "Oh, never mind," and you walk right out. Um, and I wonder, like, what, I don't really understand this, establishment in real life. Like, what is the, 7F's Cafe in real life? Not really sure. But, I know what, we are talking about. We are talking about these 7 F's, the 7 F's of staying out of fear, focus, frustration, fighting, figuring out, fixing, and forlornness. That is what we are walking away from today. All right. Little side note, the 7 F's. This is the kind of thing that, that kills me now that I have a podcast, like these little English language irregularities and commonly made mistakes. Like, you know what I'm talking about? I'm talking about that little apostrophe in the 7 F's. That little apostrophe. Something I learned as a history major in college is that decades, like 1950s, 1960s, 1970s, those are not written with an apostrophe. I will say they are written with an apostrophe all the time, but that is not correct. It is not a contraction. It is not possessive. It is plural. So there's no apostrophe. But you see this kind of incorrect usage of apostrophes everywhere. So when I first saw the 7F's Cafe sign, I was like, oh my God, whoa, let me use that for the episode. I'm thinking like, of course, but this sign is yet another incorrect usage of an apostrophe, and am I really gonna put that on a podcast cover and, like, not address it? But it turns out, folks, this is, like, the thing that's so, head against wall vibe. It turns out I looked this up because I'm like, "The apostrophe," there is an exception in the English language for a single letter. There's an apostrophe exception. It turns out, like a statement like "mind your P's and Q's," that expression, that should be written with apostrophes, like P apostrophe S and Q apostrophe S. Mind your P's and Q's. So thus, if P's and Q's are to be written with apostrophes, that you have the apostrophe as an exception to the rule. If it's just one single letter, then I suppose 7F's Cafe on this sign is actually written correctly and is to be written with apostrophes as well. And I just want to roll my eyes big time, even though you can't see me. The English language is very difficult. And this is just me making an excuse for myself. I'm just saying, like, I know I probably say a lot of like, I know my message is clear on this podcast, I feel confident with that, but I think the words I might use are a little stupid or not quite grammatically correct on this podcast, and, like, in normal speech, it's no big deal. Like, you just say something, somebody hears it, and you just move on, no big deal, forgotten about. When you have a podcast, like, I've entered a new world of, like, trying to master the English language because now I have a podcast. Suddenly, there's a permanent record of all this stuff that I've said, some of which is very off the cuff, and I'm like, "Oh, man," like, I know what I'm saying is not all grammatically correct, and I'm like, "Oh," now that I do this, I pay closer attention to the way that people speak, both in media and just, like, in conversation, and there's little errors everywhere, and I'm just like, I'm sure I say dumb shit all the time, and I don't even know it. Like, one that really gets me that I hear all the time, is like, he's a person that fill in the blank. Oh, he's a person that does this or that. I'm like, no, he's a person who does this and that, not a person that. Oh, she's someone that, you know, whatever. No, she's someone who, whatever. Oh, that kills me. But people say it all the time, and I'm sure I say stuff that's equally stupid, and I just don't even know it. Like, another one I've heard is like when people are attempting to use the word anecdote, like telling a story, they say antidote. Antidote. I'm like, antidote is like a cure or medication or a solution. Anecdote is a story. I'm like, folks, uh-uh. you can tell an anecdote about an antidote, but antidote is not a synonym for anecdote. Kills me. But okay. I'm sure I say dumb shit all the time, so I'm just like, forgive me, forgive me, forgive me. And we are going back into the 7F's Cafe with the appropriate use of an apostrophe. Okay. We are going to go through each one and talk about it a little bit, 1 through 7, and then talk about how to move out. All right. First, F, fear. Okay. Fear of the symptoms. This is maybe the core thing to stay out of, because fear is going to create a danger signal in your mind-body system. And so if you respond to pain and symptoms with fear, that will create more pain and symptoms. And then you're responding to more pain and symptoms with more fear. And that will create more pain and symptoms. That will create more fear. And then you see it's just a downward spiral. So we're going up the spiral staircase, not down. And we're staying out of fear of the symptoms. And that is so hard. That is so hard because this hits on many, many levels. There's the very top level, which is like, the level like, I believe there's something wrong with my body. And therefore, I'm afraid I have to do something to fix it, which is another F we will get into later. That energy, that fear energy at that very top level is not necessary. Because once you figure out that what you're dealing with is a mind-body condition, no longer do you have to be afraid that you have to fix your body. No longer do you have to be afraid that there's something wrong with your body. Like, bye. That fear is hard to let go of, but it can be let go of. And that's just the top level. There's deeper levels. Like on a deeper level, you fear your symptoms. Like every time they come up, it's like, oh no, what kind of day is this going to be? Oh, is this going to be a bad day with a lot of symptoms? Yup, that's a level of fear that you want to step away from. Or is it going to be, can I do this? Can I do this work? Am I strong enough to do this? I fear that I'm not. I fear that I can't do it. I fear that there's all these people who have gotten out of their symptoms, but I fear that I can't. Yep, that's the level of fear we want to walk away from too. So that's a level of fear that's a little further down on the spiral staircase. And then there's so many levels that this can just like fuck you up at. Like every time the symptoms come on, just feeling it like, no, like what emotion is this? Oh no, like how am I gonna figure it out? I fear I will never be able to figure it out. I fear I don't wanna think about my traumas, and I fear thinking about my traumas. I fear that I've already looked at all my traumas and I still have the pain and symptom. Like I fear I've reached the end of the line and I don't know where else to turn. You see how there's so many different fears. I fear that I can't calm down. I fear that I can't walk out of fear. I fear that I'm stuck in fear, right? Yeah. There's so many levels to walk away from fear. This is hard. This is hard. You're in a situation that is hard, okay? But you can do it. You can do it. If, back to Devil Wears Prada, if Andy can be, Miranda Priestley's assistant and like ace that shit, you can get out of chronic pain. Let that be your inspiration. Anything's possible. Okay, so the first thing, fear of the symptoms. We want to stay away from that. And I want to offer the one simplified solution that I want to offer to you today that is really actually going to apply to all 7. A very good way to disengage from all of the 7 Fs is to allow. ALLOW. Allow, allow, allow. When the symptoms come up, rather than fear them, just allow them to be there. Just allow them to be there. And if fear comes up around the symptoms, rather than fight the fear and fear the fear, just allow that to be there too. Of course, there's fear. That's normal. Like you don't want your body to hurt. Of course you don't. You're afraid of the pain? Yeah, totally normal. allow the fear to be there. Like, we're walking out of the fear not by fighting it, but just by allowing it to be there and chilling out. So, the first F, fear. We're walking out of the 7Fs cafe, we're walking away from fear, and we're doing that with the energy of just allowing it all to be there. Just allowing it. And that goes with all the fears. The fear, like, I can't face my trauma. Okay, just allow that. First, allow the fear of your trauma, and then eventually you can allow for yourself to feel the emotions associated with your trauma or or the many maybe traumas you've been through. Maybe that's why it's scary, is because there feels like there's too much. Also, like I said, maybe the fear is you've already done it. You've already done all of it. Okay, just allow for that. And then also allow for first of all, allow for, like, maybe you're wrong. Maybe there is more to explore. Second, allow for maybe you're right. Maybe you're exactly right. And so trauma is not the place that you're hung up on in your recovery. You've gone down that path and you've felt into that, and truly you're good. Okay, allow for that. You don't have to be afraid that there must be more. Maybe there's not. Maybe the problem is that you're still afraid of the symptoms. Maybe the problem is that you're engaging in some of the other 7Fs. Okay, so that's what you work on. You're done with the trauma. And, of course, traumas will they can be triggered in the future. These themes will, the themes will come back in your life to, I would say, to haunt you, but it's really like, to teach you. These themes will come back as a further teacher to teach you deeper lessons as your life goes on. Okay, that will probably happen because that's how that goes, but that might not be happening right now. All right, so then trauma's not the thing you're working on right now. Okay, cool. Move on. Move on to something else. Don't be afraid. Do not be afraid. Just allow. Allow, allow, allow. All right, that's F number 1, fear. F number 2, focus. Yes, we want to get away from focusing on the symptoms, spending your whole life, all of your precious energy on, like, what am I gonna do with these symptoms? So again, the focus thing can happen on many levels. There's the top level, which we really wanna stay out of, which is focusing on, like, how am I gonna fix my body in order to get these symptoms to go away? Like, oh, what surgery do I need on my back? What's wrong with my spine? What procedure do I need? What chiropractic adjustment? What stretch can I do to just get this out of my shoulder? Like, oh, this feeling. How can I move my neck to just get this out of here? And like, oh, I'm focused on this all day. Like, what neck? Well, what position? All that focus, I'm gonna say, focus on something else. Focus on just allowing it to be there. Let that pain just be there. Let those symptoms just be there. Just allow it. Just allow it. And then focus on something else. Focus on living your life. Like, allow yourself to be you, not held back by pain. And if there's certain things you can't do because of the pain and symptoms, okay, focus on the things you can do. All right. And the more that you bring your focus away from the pain and symptoms and onto allowing the pain and symptoms to be there while you live your life, the more the symptoms are going to calm down. And then the more you can focus on doing the other shit you want to do. And your life's just going to get bigger and bigger. And you're not going to be stuck in the focus. This again is another one. So, like, sort of the top level of focus is don't focus on, like, how to structurally fix your body in order to get rid of the pain. Don't put all your focus energy there. Please don't. It's not gonna help you. You know too much now. You know too much now. That's the top level. But there are deeper levels to this one too, which is like if you put all your focus onto, like, even just putting all your focus into, like, I've gotta feel all my emotions all day, every day, and I've gotta wallow, and I've gotta, like, go deep every moment, and I've gotta, really focus on not repressing anything, and that's so stressful because sometimes I just wanna get through my day, and I've gotta focus on allowing the symptoms, just focus on it, focus on it, focus on it. And I will say, I mean, this one is hard for me because when symptoms come up, I certainly have the experience, like, it is very hard not to focus on it. And I now am at a point in my recovery where, like, my focus is mostly going to, like, you know, of practicing allowing and thinking about, "Oh, what emotion could this be?" All of which is great, super helpful. I'm sure the fact that I do that is why I have come so far in my recovery, is because I have focused on my recovery a lot. Like, that has helped me a lot, and I'm sure that's why I've come so far in my recovery. That said, it you don't wanna make that your life. You can't focus on that at all times. Do a little mind body work, little mind body strategies, do some journaling, do some somatic tracking, or just let those symptoms be there. Focus on just allowing and focus on it for a little bit, and then you move your focus elsewhere. Go on with your life. All right. So, number one, fear. Number two, focus. Both just allowing is going to help you move out of those. All right. F number three, frustration. I know, right? It is so frustrating. It is so frustrating. Um, and yet we want to move out of that because the frustration just makes it worse. It makes you go further and further and further down the rabbit hole of the pain threat cycle or the symptom threat cycle. And all that frustration is going to suck, you know? Here's my suggestion to you again: allow it. Just allow it to be there. Allow the sensation to be there and when you notice yourself going into frustration, same with fear. Just allow the frustration to be there. Okay. Allow the frustration to be there. And what I would suggest, I mean, the more that you just like let the frustration be there, the more it'll chill out, because we don't want to fight the frustration with you can't really fight it. Like, you just gotta feel it and accept it and allow it, and that's how you move out of it. But my suggestion to you with the frustration is, I would really suggest that you move your mind from you're so frustrated with the symptom to asking yourself the question, like, what am I frustrated about that I can't do or that I would want to do? What do I want my life to be like? Like, if I didn't have this symptom, what would I be doing? Because that is getting in touch with your true self. And that is using that frustration in a way that you're not just running around in a circle. You are starting to walk forward. And the forward motion, as you ask yourself, like, rather than just like, I'm so frustrated by this symptom. I'm so frustrated by my headaches. I'm so frustrated by my IBS. I'm so frustrated by my plantar fasciitis. I'm so frustrated by my knee pain. Rather ask yourself the question, like, what would I be doing if I didn't have the plantar fasciitis, the knee pain, the migraines, whatever it may be? Because then you're moving in the direction of like, what do I really want my life to be like? And that may cause some frustration that you're like, but my life is not like this. But that's productive frustration. Well, I don't know if maybe I don't know how to put that, but you see how that's productive. You see how that gets you in the mindset of like, I'm moving forward. I'm not walking around in a circle. And that helps you let the frustration go, because now you have a goal, like, okay, well, what I really want to do is this. So now I know I can do some graded exposure. I can, I can get there. I can imagine getting there. I can know myself on a deeper level, and I know who I am, and I know what I want. That is powerful. And even if it's something that feels maybe like stupid or simple, like, I just wanna go on a walk. I just want to be able to get back to work. Like, something that feels simple. Yeah, maybe you really want that. I just wanna have money to support myself and support the people I love. Okay, that matters. I just want to, maybe it's something more sort of well, it's all existential, but maybe it's something that's a little more sort of creative feeling, like, I want to do a project. I want to put something out in the world. I want to create. I want to explore. Okay, then you're learning that about yourself. Awesome. Let the frustration, re-examine your relationship with frustration, so you're not running around in a circle, but you're walking forward. You know what I mean? And the way to do that is just allow the symptoms to be there. Just allow the frustration to be there and work with it. Work with it. Okay, so that's 1, 2, and 3. 4, the fourth F, fighting. I know, don't fight the symptoms. they're stronger. I mean, at the end of the day, your self energy is stronger than the chronic pain and chronic symptoms. But in that moment, the symptoms are strong. You know it, I know it, like, those symptoms are strong, they're powerful. Your body is strong, your body is powerful. Reality is strong, and reality is powerful, more powerful than you are in these, little individual moments. Or, it's not you because it is you. You're fighting yourself. That energy of, the pain and symptoms is coming from you, and you're strong. That energy of like, "I don't wanna feel this," that's also coming from you, but coming from you, but that energy is gonna lose every time, okay? Like, if you fight the symptoms head on, they will fight back and they will win. So, what do you do instead? Walk away from fighting. We're walking out of the 7Fs cafe, and what are we walking towards? Just allowing them to be there. Because if you something that Nicole Sachs says all the time, which I really appreciate when she says this in her podcast and in her work, is lay down your weapons. Lay down your weapons. What you have been using to fight the pain and symptoms has not been working. So we're doing something else. Even if what you've been using to fight the pain and symptoms is like, journaling 5 times a day to like get out all the emotions, maybe that's not your fight right now. Okay. Maybe what really needs to happen is you just lay down your weapons, and that might even include laying down the journal and just allowing the symptoms to be there. Because once you stop fighting, the symptoms are like, "Wait, huh?" And then they don't fight back. Then they will chill out. And they might not chill out right away, you know? You might be, allowing for quite some time. You might be off and on allowing for quite some time also. That's something that I deal with my hip is I'm like, "Ugh, just allow this pain to be there." And then it goes away and I'm like, "Oh, thank God." And then it's back and I'm like, "Oh my God." Like, you might be in the phase of, like, figuring out how to not fight and how to allow for a while, and that might be off and on and off and on. Okay. Okay then that's where you are. But we're walking away from the fight. We are just laying down the weapons and walking away from the fight and instead allowing. Okay. So we've got 1, fear, 2, focus, 3, frustration, 4, fighting. We're walking out of all these things. 5, the 5th F, figuring out. Okay. So this again, we are walking away from trying to figure it all out. This again happens on many levels. We've already touched on this. This can happen both physically. You definitely want to walk away from figuring out like what is structurally wrong with your body. Because if you have TMS, the answer is nothing. Okay. If you have TMS and you're asking the question, what is wrong with your body? The answer is nothing. Did you hear that? I hope all the levels of your brain are hearing this. One more time. If the question is, what's wrong with my body? The answer is nothing. Nothing, nothing, nothing. Nothing is wrong with your body. Nothing. So there's that level of walk away from figuring that out because you already know. I just gave you the answer like 3 times in a row. You already know. So that's the first level. And then the deeper levels. Even trying to figure it all out emotionally, you know? Yes, of course, you want to put some energy and focus, like, of course, into like, what am I repressing? What am I not feeling? What am I feeling? What do I need to know? What is this symptom communicating to me? Like, yeah, you want to put some energy into like figuring out the emotional landscape beneath the symptom and the emotional landscape that the symptom is representing or that this emotional landscape that symptom is like holding in your mind body system the the emotions that are being feared in the mind body system and that's why you have the pain. You want to put some energy into figuring that out, but you do not want to get lost in figuring things out even on an emotional level. Again, allowing is going to be much more helpful to you than deep questioning, like, "What is it? What is it? Oh, I'm so frustrated because I can't figure it out. What's the emotion I'm repressing? I'm so afraid I won't find it, and I'm so focused on finding it, and I'm frustrated. I'm fighting my defenses." You see how, like, the 7 Fs really can show up everywhere, like, within a one F, other Fs can be present. Oh, maybe for you, what you need right now is to just let all that go. Stop figuring it out. You've figured out enough emotionally. You will figure out more emotionally as time goes. Maybe you're not going to do it today. Okay, that's fine. So instead of trying to figure it all out today, just let it go and allow. Just allow. Something I say on my podcast, which I will say again because I think it's very helpful. This is helpful to me, and I hope it's helpful to you too. You can't understand everything. Human consciousness is limited. Your brain does not know everything that's going on in this universe, and mine certainly does not either. You don't know everything. You don't know everything about yourself. You don't know everything that's going on in your body. I don't know everything about myself and everything that's going on in my body. There are still things to learn. There are still experiments to run. There are still theories to discover and postulate, and there's so much more. There we have one right there, postulate. I'm like, does postulate mean what I think it does? I think it means like coming up with a new hypothesis. I'm literally going to look this up right now. That's the perfect example where I'm like, do I really speak English or not? Postulate. Assume, what does it say? A statement or theory that is accepted as true without proof. So I don't even know if I'm using that correctly. All right. I'm gonna look, I could edit this out, but I'm just gonna leave that in there because that's the perfect example. I'm like, oh God, the English language is so confusing. And it illustrates what I'm saying. You don't know everything. I don't know everything. English is my native language, and I don't know what postulate means and how to use it in a sentence. I think I know what it means, and I hope I just did it properly, but maybe I didn't. And the same goes for you. You don't know every emotion that's lying under there. Stop trying to figure it all out. It'll come. It'll come. The important thing to know is we know enough. We know enough about healing from chronic pain. We know enough about healing from chronic symptoms that people are able to do it. You have the information you need. You have the information you need. Stop trying to figure everything out. Walk out of that. We're walking out of the 7Fs cafe and we're walking out of figuring out and into the bright sunshine out that 7Fs cafe door of just allowing. Just allow. Okay. Next F, that was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're on to F number 6, which is fixing. I watched a little video with Howard Schubiner to just make sure I had all the Fs right before I wrote them all down. And what he said was, if it ain't broke, which is great. The old adage, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Yes, you don't need to fix what's going on in your body because there's nothing wrong with your body. No need to fix it. This one can happen at many levels as well. You're trying to fix your body. No, we're walking away from that F, walking out of that 7Fs cafe, that's for sure. And then you might be thinking, okay, I have to fix my emotions. I can't feel my emotions because they cause chronic pain. No, that's not the theory. That is not what we're talking about. We're talking about feeling safe with your emotions. And so then you're like, oh God, I really got to fix myself so that I feel safe. Oh, that's so stressful. You see how that's counterproductive? Feeling stressed about fixing your broken emotional self is going to be counterproductive. Just allowing yourself to, like, if you feel broken, if you feel you need to be fixed emotionally, you're wrong. You're a whole human being. But if you feel like you need to be fixed, okay, let yourself feel that. Let yourself feel the sadness and the whatever sort of down on yourself, the shame, whatever emotion that brings up. Just let yourself feel that. No need to fix it. Allow. That's where you start. You've already started, so I shouldn't say that's where you start, but that's your next step. Your next step is never fixing yourself, emotionally or physically. With TMS work, that's never your next step. Your next step is just allowing whatever the next thing is. And even if the next thing is like, I feel like I need to fix myself because I'm so ashamed, because I'm so broken. Okay, shame. Pull that out. That's what you just feel. Just allow that and just feel that. Okay? All right, final F, forlornness. Yeah, because doesn't it feel lonely? and isolating and long, thankless journey. Well, I wouldn't call it a thankless journey because hopefully if you're on this journey, you're improving, you know what I mean? Like, well, hopefully you're improving. My belief is that you surely will be if you're following this method. But before you find this, before you find this, yeah, you're forlorn because no one can help you, and everything you try doesn't really help you. And even when you find this, it can be a long journey and a confusing and hard journey. And so, yes, maybe you feel very forlorn. But Howard Schubiner's suggestion to all of us is move out of that. Move out of that forlornness about the symptoms. If you feel sad and alone, yeah, let yourself feel that. Those are emotions that are going to be important to feel. If you're lost in like, this is never going to help me, I'm so forlorn, I'm isolated, I'm done, seek help for that, okay? Because you don't need to be stuck there. Again, walk out of that 7F's cafe and walk into the bright light of day, which is allow for that feeling to be there and allow for that feeling to wash over you and then wash away from you. And if you're feeling very stuck in a forlorn place, like you're so alone and nothing's helping you, I think that's a really good invitation to seek help. That would be a very good place for working with a therapist to come in, working with a coach to come in. I would be happy to work with you. Um, you can reach me, SeanHershey.com, Mindbody Medicine for Chronic Pain.com. You can reach me in either place. There are so many coaches and therapists and professionals who've been on this podcast. You've heard so many of their voices. Work with someone who really resonates with you, like you, or I should say, you resonate with them. You hear their energy, you hear their voice, you hear their story, and if your body is saying like, yes, I resonate with this person, give yourself the gift. Move out of that forlornness and into having someone to help you. Okay? Okay, so the 7Fs, we're walking out of that 7Fs cafe. We're walking out of 1, fear. We're walking out of 2, focusing on the symptoms. Walking out of 3, frustration with the symptoms. Out of 4, fighting the symptoms. We're laying the weapons down. The symptoms are going to fight back. We're just going to not engage. We're not engaging in the fight. We're walking out of 5, trying to figure it all out. We're walking out of 6, trying to fix it all. And we're walking out of 7, being forlorn. And we're walking into healing. We are walking into healing. Whew. Okay. All right, folks. That was fun. I know you can do this. I know you can heal. And I will talk to you next week. If you're looking for a therapist, you found one. And you can decide. Does my vibe resonate with you? Therapy is an opportunity. Therapy is an opportunity to tune into you, to learn to feel more comfortable being yourself, to feel more comfortable with your emotions, and to feel more comfortable existing in the world in your body. Do you have difficulties in your life? Maybe it's chronic pain, maybe it's something else. Maybe you want to become a person who likes yourself. Do you want a therapist to help you? And would you like me to get to know you and to help you? That is actually an option. You can find me at SeanHershey.com or Mindbody Medicine for Chronic Pain.com. Both go to the same place, and if you're looking for me, I'd welcome a message from you. SeanHershey.com, Mindbody Medicine for Chronic Pain.com, and you can request a free consultation.